So, I don't really know how to start this. This is the most surreal video ever. But yeah, it's the first day of picking up the camera and talking about the fact that I am pregnant. Still, it just doesn't sink in. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, and I'm going on about 6 weeks. And purely on the fact I just have the worst memory in the world ever. I thought not even for YouTube purposes, but just having this to document so I can remember all of the little bits, because when I've watched other people's, it is like people saying just document as much as you can because time flies and there's that much chaos going on in life, you can forget it. So yeah, so this is the first time picking up the camera, and yeah, I'm going on 6 weeks now. It's New Year's Eve 2022. And yeah, to say Christmas has been a little different from normal would be an understatement. So right at this current time, there is only me and Kyle in the world really that knows. We found out 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we actually found out on Kyle's birthday. It's just the week before Christmas. So that was a different birthday for him as well. Yeah, and we filmed that, which I remember switching our phone cameras on before we did the test. And I remember thinking, how stupid is this? Like, imagine how many times we're gonna have to do this, like recording it. Like, shouldn't really do it, should we? Like what's the chances? But yeah, it turns out it was a really good time to turn the cameras on because yeah, we were in fact pregnant. But yeah, so it's been a crazy Christmas because I love a drink over Christmas. Not to get really drunk, but just merry and just seeing people socialising, seeing family, friends. Never turn down a drink over Christmas. Like Christmas Day, like even like things like Bucks Fizz on the dinner table. I never ever, since I was probably legal to drink, I've ever turned down a Bucks Fizz. So yeah, that was fun. I've seen my group of best friends, and yeah, again, I was driving anyway, but I always have one glass with them. Had to make up an excuse about that. So yeah, it's been a Christmas full of lies, or little white lies anyway. Yeah, and then yeah, the last week or two, just there's been a lot going on. But yeah, just trying to keep up appearances, trying to see people, but also being extremely tired. And I don't know, it's such a hard one because I am notoriously bad for always feeling really tired. Should really go and see my doctor about it, but I did it a few years ago and my iron came back fine. But yeah, I'm always tired anyway, and I always get really tired around Christmas because it is when my body's just learning like, oh, it's really stressful at work, but then you can start to wind down, and the Christmas break normally hits me hard where I'm just knackered and want to sleep to actually make the most of all this free time off work. But yeah, the last few days before I broke up from work, just before Christmas, like I was napping like late in the afternoon, so thankfully started work early to finish earlier. Thankfully we've got flexi. But yeah, I could not stay awake. It's a bit crazy because I'll have only been actually 2 weeks, but the way it records it's 4 weeks. Yeah, so a lot of tiredness, I'm talking 2 to 3 hour naps on every afternoon. So that's been lots of fun. It's just been, I can't explain it any other way than it has been the most crazy Christmas and few weeks ever. We found out Kyle's birthday which knocked us for 6, which was crazy. Then we still had work to do for a few days before Christmas. Then obviously Christmas Eve, seeing people, actually getting presents, wrapping presents, getting all the food in because we were hosting Christmas night, trying to think up all these little white lies of why I wouldn't be drinking. Christmas Day chaos, Boxing Day chaos. We're dog sitting again, which you'll have probably seen on my Instagram. But all over Christmas, we actually got him the day before Carl's birthday, so he was there when we were doing the pregnancy test. So yeah, having him, and then yeah, obviously seeing people over Christmas. I've seen friends. It has been a whirlwind, and just trying to register this at week 6. I'm nearly at week 6. I still don't really believe that I'm pregnant. We've just done another test this morning, because I genuinely can't believe it. And it is like, it hasn't sunk in, and a lot of people say it sinks in at the scan. Like, some people even say it sinks in later, and I genuinely understand it now, because no matter how many pregnancy tests we do, it just doesn't feel real. And I think it obviously doesn't feel real as well because it's our little secret at the minute. So yeah, it is New Year's Eve today, and I think it was like Boxing Day or the 27th, we were sat in here and said, should we tell parents like soon? Which fills me with dread, because not because they're not going to be happy, but it's just not knowing the reaction, and just, I don't know, there's something I'd really like about it being like a secret little bubble in here. No one else knows. And yeah, just then having to like stress about how we tell them, because I really want it to be special. So it's my mum and dad's first grandchild. And then it's not Kyle's mum and dad's, but still they don't have a lot of grandkids. So yeah, just wanting to make it really special and make it lovely. And we want to record it as well, so it's just the stress of like, oh my god, getting that right as well, which will be a lot. But yeah, we've bought some little baby grows which say some bits on. I might go and show you them, actually, they're upstairs at the minute. But yeah, we're thinking what we're going to do is get a Christmas gift box that we've got upstairs already, get some tissue paper and put the baby grow in, maybe with a positive pregnancy test, and blame it on the Royal Mail strikes at the minute of why this is their late Christmas present. But yeah, so hopefully that confuses them a bit and doesn't make them question why they'd be getting a random present on New Year's Eve. Hopefully they'll buy into the fact it's just a late Christmas present. Yeah, and hopefully we'll capture it on video, because again, I've got the worst memory. I just want to be able to look back on it and always have that as a really good memory videoed. So yeah, I'll pop upstairs now and show you the baby grows. Also, can we just take a quick moment while I've been recording? This little baby has been a little angel. He is the only person outside of me and Kyle to know, and he's been such a good secret keeper, haven't you? You've been so good. So good. Oh, so cute. So this one's for my mum and dad. First grandchild arrived in 2023. It's the cutest, smallest little baby girl I've ever seen. And then this one is for Kyle's mum and dad. So cute. So we're gonna hopefully go and do the rounds today. And yeah, go and tell them the little secret. I am in week 6 now, and now I'm ready because I've been in pyjamas a lot of the time. I thought I'd show you one of my symptoms that I've definitely had since basically since around the day I found out I was pregnant, which has been a bit of a giveaway. Which I don't see a lot of people talking about, but this bloat, and it's just a lot harder than my normal bloat. I do bloat really, really easily, but yeah, the giveaway was it's all the time. Whereas normally my bloat, I will be really like a flat stomach first thing on a morning, and then the second I have a drink or like literally a crumb of food, then I'll bloat. But yeah, it literally sticks out so much, so it just didn't feel like a normal bloat, which is just delightful, thankfully. We're in the middle of winter, so a lot of baggy outfits anyway to hide it. And to be fair, yeah, I'm used to having a bloat. It's just what my stomach's like. So yeah, it's not too different, but yeah, it was definitely a giveaway, which I've noticed because I'll literally wake up feeling really big. So yeah, that was a weird one. But yeah, we're at week 6, and yeah, I think my main symptom, which I've absolutely been dreading literally since the day I found out, was I just knew I'd be prone to like the nausea and sickness. When I drink, even if I don't drink a lot, I will have the worst hangovers and be so ill the day after, sometimes even 2 days. So I knew there was no escaping any sickness. Yeah, so it's been sort of a downer, like dreading getting to week 6. I know a few even get it a bit earlier, but I've read quite a bit where week 6 is the main week if you're gonna get sickness. And yeah, when I was 6 weeks 2 days in, which was yesterday, I felt horrific all morning, probably till about 2 o'clock actually. Felt a bit better today, and I'm just trying to eat like little amounts every few hours to try and just keep your stomach sort of going, and I feel like it has helped, and I've felt a bit better even like earlier in the day now. But yeah, just thought I'd grab the camera while I'm actually dressed and give you that little update this week. So I'm still in week 6. I really thought I was gonna, the next time I would have picked the camera up was definitely a few weeks away, but God, I feel like I've picked it up a few times in the last week. First of all, jump on because I've realised, I'm sure I mentioned on New Year's Eve that, sorry, I'm out of breath. Mentioned on New Year's Eve that we were off to tell our parents, and then just didn't mention anything after it. But yeah, the reactions were absolutely priceless. It was the most stressful day, just with like making sure it all ran smoothly, and I really wanted it recorded because I honestly would not have remembered the reactions. I've got the worst memory. So yeah, it's all captured on camera. It was so good. There was a few tears, and we're just glad like they know now. But yeah, only other thing is my pregnancy journal came today, just so you know. Yeah, which I wasn't expecting for another week or so, so I'm so happy this has came really quickly. I'll just move these cushions. But yeah, it's so pretty. My pregnancy journal, and I just love the sort of neutral with a bit of gold in as well. But it is so pretty. I'm so excited to fill it out. I might actually get Kyle because I've got the worst writing in the world. But yeah, everything in there. So, and it gives you sort of little sections, like little blank bits, like this, a pregnancy announcement section with a blank bit. So you could either obviously write in it, or I'm going to try and get some printed out, some photos and things, in like a sort of Polaroid print, and stick them into the book. But yeah, loads of cute sections. So our predictions, which me and Kyle are going to do, putting our family tree in, writing everything like week by week in each trimester. So yeah, it starts from week 5, so I can already make a start on it while everything's fresh in my head. And then anything about little love notes, little well wishes, anything about a baby shower if I'm lucky enough to have a baby shower. Baby moon, we do want to go on holiday as well this year, so that would be classed as a baby moon. Yeah, and everything all the way up to birth really, and everything about them, which is crazy because I think this week, well, I've just looked at, I had a nosy at next week, which I'm about to go into week 7, and it's the size of a blueberry. So it's crazy like thinking about hands and feet when they're literally the size of a blueberry next week. But yeah, I just thought I'd pop on. It is the cutest little Yeah, like little sections for each week, and it tells you what size they are as well, which is crazy. I'm not gonna overthink this, the fact that I'll be giving birth to an actual pumpkin sized baby. Crazy. But yeah, so cute, and I just really want to be able to remember it because I do have the worst memory, like I keep saying. But yeah, I think that might be it from week 6. So we are in week 7. Look how happy I look. Wow, things definitely took a turn after week 6. Obviously I felt really rough at the start of it. Thought I was potentially managing it okay, but there's literally just no avoiding this sickness. To the point I can't even be bothered going, oh my god, I look so ill. I can't even be bothered going to get my camera upstairs, so we're on a iPhone filming. It is 1:45 in the afternoon. I haven't brushed my teeth, haven't brushed my hair, done anything. Still in pyjamas and dressing gown. Haven't left this sofa since about 8 o'clock this morning. And yeah, this is life. Literally like the only, I feel like I've never, I mean it is a bit common sense, but I've never seen anyone talk about what morning sickness feels like, but well, like the morning sickness, even though it obviously lasts all day a lot of the time. But yeah, just to confirm, it is basically the exact same as a hangover and the sickness you deal with on a hangover. The feeling sick feeling, which is pretty much the same. The dread, the not wanting to even like turn over on the sofa, thinking that's not gonna do any favors for me. Like just the need to always, the second you don't feel sick and you think you can stomach something, literally like running, well not running, slowly walking so you don't be sick, but slowly going to the kitchen, whether it's some like cereal, like quite bland cereal or some toast. Yeah, so it's quite a shame because me and Kyle love like eating together, making meals together, but a lot of the meals he's making, like I just can't stomach. So yeah, we're not eating a lot of the same meals. And then like he was at football at the weekend, like around tea time, so it was sort of, oh my god, I feel okay right this second, so I need to go make my like evening meal like right now at 4 o'clock, because who's to say I'm gonna be able to stomach it later on. So we're not even eating meals together a lot of the time at the minute, because it's just, I just have to feed myself the second I don't feel like being sick. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling just a lot about morning sickness, but I just wanted to show the actual real life, because you do see a lot where it's people find it a breeze, and it is 1,000,000% not being a breeze. It's just such a struggle doing anything. Like, to say I genuinely haven't moved from this position, thankfully I haven't needed to be, since 8 o'clock this morning. Kyle, he's just been a mate, like literally couldn't ask for any more. He strokes my feet, strokes my head, gives me a little foot massage, like always asking if I need a new drink, like bringing over, or yeah, like any food making. So he brought me some toast this morning. He is just so thoughtful and just completely gets how rough I feel and how much he's been amazing. He has even downloaded a couple of pregnancy apps. I think he's downloaded one of the same ones that I have, and then I told him to like, oh, see if there's any for like the father to download, so you can sort of get it, because I was reading up a lot and I was like, oh my god, like the stuff my body is going through is actually a bit mad. Like, I've got a newfound respect for everyone who has ever been pregnant, because it is just a bit crazy. But obviously I'm at the stage now where not a lot of people talk about it, because no one knows that people are pregnant around this time. But the stuff my body is having to do to grow this baby and change and create new things and deal with hormones is just baffling. So yeah, he's done some reading, and think he's got a newfound appreciation, which is just amazing, and he's honestly looked after me so well. I cannot for the life of me remember the last time I picked up this camera. I feel like I was picking it up nearly every week right at the start, but yeah, things started to get worse symptom wise around, I mean they've been really bad since week 6, but yeah, definitely peaked in like week 9, which I'd read was quite normal when your hormones are going a bit crazier. Yeah, so I managed, in the end I just plucked up the courage and got sickness tablets, which it's such a weird thing because yes, it's going to make you better, but it's actually feeling that sick that you don't have the energy to speak to people or like go out to a GP, go and pick the prescription up and stuff. But I'd say they've definitely worked like probably like 60%. Like I do feel better on them. Obviously isn't great because I've been absolutely walloped with every other symptom I think on the list really at the same time. So yeah, it's been a long 6 weeks. I'm trying to think of anything to update you on actually. What has happened? I'm gonna rest you on something because my arm's getting tired. But yeah, we're in week 12. And the last few weeks, I think it's been roughly the same symptoms. Last week, I started to get really bad backache at the bottom of my back. Don't really know where that came from, but yeah, that's been a nice little delight to add to the symptoms list. And I can't remember if I've mentioned in an older one, but yeah, definitely from around week 7 or 8 maybe, I think it was, having really bad heartburn like every single day. Acid reflux, it actually like coming into my mouth sometimes, which is great. So yeah, I've been having loads and loads of Rennies. I've got like multi-packs of them like all around the house, in my car with me, in my bag. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Not sure if I've talked about it as well, but from I think probably around week 7 or 8, had what I think when I've googled it, I'm definitely gonna, well I did bring it up actually at my 9-week check, and she said that's completely normal. But then when I've read, obviously you read online, you read the apps that you download, and everything says like it's a symptom more for like the second half or the back end of your pregnancy. But I got it in week 7, look at me. I think it's called round ligament pain. Definitely ligament something. But it basically feels like you're being stabbed. Like, yeah, like quite low down. And it's literally like something's ripping inside. When I move too quick on the sofa, move position on the sofa, roll over in bed too quickly and don't sort of like hold and carry my body slowly, even just walking sometimes. So yeah, another symptom that I didn't think I'd have in the first trimester. So yeah, definitely been, just feels like I've been in a car crash daily, with everything just hitting me all in one go, but getting through it, and it's so good to see sort of like light at the end of the tunnel. We are on 12 weeks and a day today. So yeah, it's like literally 6 weeks to the day since like nausea and everything kicked off. So yeah, I can't believe it's been that long. And today is actually our scan day. We're going out in about just over an hour, I think it is. So yeah, I'm just about to go down and have a few glasses of water, get a bottle ready to take with me as well. But yeah, it's the most surreal day. Like I woke up at 6:30 and normally I can't even wake up by like 8, I really struggle. But 6:30, I don't know if it's just, I just didn't feel great this morning, or obviously it's just playing in my mind like, oh my god, this scan day is actually here. After all of this time. We found out literally 8 weeks ago today as well, and it feels like it's been about 5 months. So my outfit for the scan, a nice big oversized jumper. I'm actually going to put a bigger one on. Just some leggings that are just dead easy to roll down. But yeah, this is my bumpy bloat, I'm calling it at the minute. It's should look smaller than normal today really, because I've barely been able to eat for some reason. I felt extra nauseous today, but I've been starting to feel a tiny bit better. But yeah, Carl popped some toast in the toaster this morning, some bread in the toaster this morning, and even that I really wanted to go and be sick. But yeah, this is how we're looking at week 12. Wow, I look rough. Oh my goodness. No nails done. I've got BB cream on as well, which I thought had some nice colour on it, but yeah, I look very pasty still. But this is the reality of bad symptoms. Oh my god, like look, I've got like a pink Nike sports bra on, a grey Levi's top, and then a cream hoodie. Like, I'm an absolute state, but it is what it is. I'm just all about comfort at the minute. So yeah, I'm finally coming back to you. I've had a really rough few weeks. I won't go into it, but essentially all of the same symptoms, some of them getting worse, like the nausea coming back, hitting me like a ton of bricks. About a week ago, the nausea just literally dropped one night, like literally from going upstairs to go and get a shower. I could just feel the sickness feeling going. Wanted to cry. I was that happy because I thought, this is it now, this is the end of it. Went to bed, woke up the next day, it was absolutely amazing. And then yeah, a day after that it came back with a vengeance, and yeah, I was just in a bad way, just laid out on a sofa for the entire night. And it's been back ever since for the last like week and a bit now. Still on the sickness tablets, but yeah, it's to the point where, because the drowsy ones, I didn't realise as well, pregnancy tablets, I don't know if they're all the same, but the ones I'm on are basically like antihistamines, and they, I think, like sort of stop the, I can't describe it, I'm not a doctor, but they essentially like sort of like stop that sickness feeling, but they're drowsy. So yeah, so I had a 3-hour nap yesterday. 3-hour nap from 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just like all the days are a blur, but I'm not going to go into all of that anyway. I'm feeling rough. It is what it is. What's another few weeks, what it'll probably be, who knows. But yeah, I'm coming to you today. It's week 14. I didn't pick up the camera because I was really rough on scan week, and it was just like really busy and just messaging people, all friends and family and all that jazz. So yeah, finally picking up the camera today, looking rough as toast. But just to tell you about our 12-week scan. So I did a Q&A on my Instagram, and one of the questions was, I got it quite a few times, about did you go for any early scans and things like that. So we didn't. To be fair, I was that bad. I was just trying to get through every day. Like, didn't want to leave the house, because it is just like having that comfort blanket of being like laid on the sofa under a blanket. If I feel sick, the toilets are all there, all my little bits of snacks and stuff are there. I try not to leave the house. I barely left the house for months. So yeah, an early scan like wasn't top of my agenda really. And although you like, I've spoke to a lot of people on Instagram now, everyone knows about it, and so many people who are in the same boat, a few weeks ahead or a few weeks behind me, all saying the same thing, like, it doesn't feel real. Like, is there a baby in there? And that was like my full thing. You just basically got to base it on this plastic stick that tells you if you're pregnant or not, up until the 12-week point. So yeah, I would have loved to do an early scan, to be fair, but because I had all the symptoms in the book, I sort of knew like things were going in the right direction still. Like, that was like the one positive from the symptoms. It was that sort of reassurance that my body's working and progressing. So yeah, we have just booked in for a scan. It'll be on like my week 16. We're not finding out the gender. That was one of the top questions as well when I did the Q&A on Instagram. We're not finding out. A lot of people say, oh, it's to plan and things like that, but what is the to plan? Like, unless you're desperate to have like pink or blue stuff, we're happy, like more than happy, having gender neutral stuff. And we absolutely love like babies in like fresh whites and creams. Like it's the cutest thing in the world. So, and I basically just want a nice surprise at the end of the labour, however it's gonna happen. So yeah, so at the 16 week, it's more to get a better experience. We didn't have a great experience at the 12-week scan. It was just a very overwhelming time because it was the first one we'd had, and the sonographer knew, and she basically didn't say anything. I barely saw the screen. Like it's a bit, I won't go into it, but we're gonna pay and go to a 16-week one to get the proper experience and like to really like take it all in, because yeah, it's such an overwhelming time. But yeah, the 12-week scan, which is what I've jumped on to tell you about. God, I ramble on so much, don't I? The 12-week scan, although it was a bit of a not great experience, which I've heard a lot, like you can get really hit or miss ones on the NHS, because some just want to get the job done and won't give you the time of day really, which is what we got. I know they're there to do a very important job, but it is, I think, I'm laid there crying my eyes out. Kyle's really teary, and she basically didn't say a thing the full time, barely saw the screen. But nevertheless, except just what, like how we felt when we came out a bit deflated, it was still like literally the most magical day of our lives. Like it was just incredible. I think from not having the early scan, it was the first time seeing this little baby, and although I've got every single baby pregnancy app under the sun on my phone that are all telling me every single week all the changes and how the baby's developing and what the baby looks like right now, because you can't see it in your belly, I genuinely think like mine doesn't look like that. Mine's literally like this little blob. There's nothing going on. So literally as soon as she put it on my belly, I was just like, oh my god, like it just popped up on the screen like a full-blown baby. And for as much as we weren't like best pleased with the experience, like the photos that we did get were amazing. I've seen quite a lot on, obviously when everyone does the announcements and things like that, and they say like it is quite blurry, like it's not the best photos, but we were really lucky. I'll show you two. We only got two because they don't have a printer as well in the hospital, which I was just like, that's great, because we came with all these pound coins that the letter told us when we got the scan day to like bring loads of pound coins. If you want to like obviously buy any like copies, you can do that. And then we got there and they're like, oh yeah, we don't have that. So yeah, you can have these two random printed out ones that the sonographer gets to choose, and that's all you can get from the experience. So that's another reason we want to do the 16-week, to get just a better experience, better photos and things like that. So, but in fairness, the 12-week one I think is so crystal clear. Also, just a disclaimer, please don't voice any opinions on if it's a girl or a boy. We're not finding out, and we don't really want to know what people think it is. Yeah, it really baffles me when no one weirdly has done it on my actual, like my home account, but on my personal one that's like a private Instagram account. Friends and family like messaging saying it's a boy, it's a girl. I didn't ask for your opinion. Like it's just such a strange thing that people feel the need to tell you what it is, and obviously half the time they're going to be wrong as well. But yeah, just how crystal clear that is. And the little legs, so cute. And then the other one as well, really clear. So yeah, it was a really, really magical time, and we don't obviously have anything else to base it on. But yeah, the sonographer was really struggling. Maybe that's why she was maybe not very talkative or talked us through anything. But she kept saying like, it's a little monkey. Like she had to keep prodding like both sides of my tummy, because it wouldn't sit still for it to be able to actually take a measurement. It'd just like go off the screen, like it's crazy. So yeah, potentially that's why I'm feeling so rough and still feeling so rough if it's very active. I don't know if all babies are like that or whether there is some that are really settled. It baffled me on the day actually seeing it jumping around so much, because obviously you just see these, they're 2D, aren't they? like 2D scans that it looks like it's just chilling asleep, but actually it wasn't. So yeah, it was an amazing day, and yeah, I got to see the heartbeat. It was jumping around. It was healthy, it was doing what it needed to. It's measuring bang on average of where it should be as well, which is amazing. And yeah, that is essentially me wrapping up the first trimester. So I'm in my second one now. Still struggling with symptoms. I'm hoping, yeah, I'm at the back end of it. I can really start enjoying pregnancy a lot more in the next few weeks, fingers crossed. And I think that was it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this full journey. I haven't actually pieced together all the videos, so I don't even remember, because like I said at the start of this clip, the last few months have basically just been a blur. I've been a bit out of it with like the medication, with just nausea and sleeping constantly. So yeah, I don't really remember actually picking up the camera that much in the first like the month, like a month ago. I can't really remember what I'd even talked about, so it's going to be crazy me just editing this back now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and welcome to the second trimester. Let's hope it's a joyful time where we can really just like get excited and really enjoy the pregnancy. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one.